my dear Sofia.
Hi.
I'm I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm so thankful that you accepted this invitation to
Oh, thank you.
talk about this magnetic feminine. And I met you in this event of Sofia Sundari, the Ecstatic Remembrance.
Yeah.
You are a Kundalini yoga teacher, but you're more than that. And for me, you are the embodiment of this, like a woman that is embracing all her femininity. And even in the relationship with the masculine, you are that. And we are in this society that is educating women to be so like a man. So, and you are so the opposite. So I would love for you to introduce yourself, to tell us what do you do, how can we find you, and then we'll just flow.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Very, very happy. So just a precision, actually, I'm not doing Kundalini yoga, but Kundalini energy work, which is different. So I'm Kundalini energy facilitator. So it means that I work with Kundalini energy, not in the yoga practice, because actually the yoga practice is a masculine way to work with Kundalini energy. And what I do is the feminine pathway. This is the Kundalini energy when we hold space in the feminine, in the surrender, that I'm going to explain just a bit more after. So yeah, I'm Sofia. I'm French. And I live in Portugal. And I'm working with Kundalini Energy. So I'm a Kundalini Energy facilitator and a Kundalini bodywork therapist. These are two different practices working with Kundalini Energy. So basically what I do is that I hold a very specific frequency when I do my work. And people, when they are in this surrender state, in this very feminine way, because they are surrendering to receive. So it's the archetype of the feminine, fully receive. So they are laying down in this very surrender state, in this very calm state where they are just here to receive. And this is how they connect with their energetic body. So there is no fire that we build. There is no force involved. This is just the surrender state. And me, I'm here to hold space. Also in the feminine, I surrender and I just send codes in the room and people awaken their own energy this way. So it's a very, very safe way to work with Kundalini energy and a very feminine way to work with Kundalini energy because you're basically surrendering to yourself. So this is what I do.
Let me ask you, because this is like, thank you for giving that difference, because I was doing Kundalini yoga and in a month, I was there for a month and then I felt like, this is not what I'm looking for. And it's interesting that you're saying that, like the masculine, because I felt that. I felt not inspired by the teacher in that moment. And I felt that like, I kind of like need another kind of thing to make energy circulate. So let me ask you another thing, that when you say that like fully surrender, and I saw some of the images in your Instagram, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Because you see that like how you move the energy with the people. So do you use, for instance, a breath work that is also like this active breathing, or no, it's just like fully surrender?
No, fully surrender. So you have two ways to connect with Kundalini energy, the path of will, which is the masculine pathway, and the path of surrender. So the path of will is when you are doing something. So for example, Kundalini yoga, breathwork, some shamanic breathwork, but also classic breathwork. Sometimes you can have this life force energy and Kundalini energy that arise. Even meditation is considered as a masculine practice because you are involving the will, you are doing something. And Qigong as well, all of this practice are actually masculine because you are again involving the will, you are creating fire into your system to activate your energetic chakras. What I do is a very different practice. This is really the feminine pathway where all you have to do is surrender and just be, to be present in the moment and to let go of the mind. I like to say to people that come to my session to picture themselves as a puppy that is on the back and that he's just here for you to scratch the belly. Like this is the state. This is really how you have to be fully surrendering to the moment, being in fully trust with the moment, with yourself. And this is how you get into this surrender state. And then when you give space for your energetic body to actually take over the physical. So you give so much space to your energetic body by this surrender state, by this trust, that then the energetic body can have the space to take over the physical and to give you this flow of energy within. So this is how it works. And of course, I'm here to hold a very specific frequency for you to recognize, because your body will start to recognize the frequency I'm sending in the room. And then by recognizing this very specific frequency, it will activate your own Kundalini energy, your own energetic body. And the mind is your biggest enemy, I would say, for this kind of session, and expectations, because when you expect something, when you put the mind, you actually not block, but you give less space to your energetic body, because it needs to be free of anything. It needs to come and hug you. And to be able to do that, you need to put the mind away. So this is the practice that I do. It's a very beautiful practice.
Oh, I'm so happy that you explained that way. I'm really impressed, to be honest, because when we talked about this, when we met, like we had the very lucky for me to have like this exercise so beautiful that we did together, and it was like so massive for me because I could see you fully surrender, and it's so challenged in this masculine world, this patriarchal world, to be in that state. And I don't know if you feel that, or you are. What I feel is like probably you feel that, but you're not bothered by that. That is like, this masculine world, this patriarchal world, could say that this surrender is like doing nothing. So how do you deal with that? Because you are working with something that a lot of people would say you're doing nothing. But I know that you're doing so much, because this is like, be there fully is so much. But like, how do you handle that? How do you stand for that in this world?
So to me, the biggest power we have as women, but also for men, actually, for everyone, is to be able to connect with this surrender, which is our capacity to come in our true feminine energy and to receive, to be completely in this state where we can receive guidance, we can receive divine connection, we can canalize information, we can come in our really, really deep intuition. And this is, to me, the biggest superpower. The masculine and the will is here to serve what's in here, in your heart, what's in your third eye, what can only come in you, like can enter in you if you are in this surrender state. So for me, this is not like, there is not the masculine, the feminine, and I just want to be in my feminine. It's just I give myself the full space for this feminine to be here, to allow myself to surrender, to receive. So then I can take the right actions. Then I can activate my masculine for the right things. Because if you are only in your masculine and you never feel, you never surrender, you can end up doing things that are not really what you want, that are not really aligned. And stillness, to me, can come after emotion, after a bit of chaos, sometimes even, because we need to surrender to all of that to then understand really what we deeply, deeply want, and to give the right space for us. So actually, I don't think that I only stand for the surrender. It's just, to me, it's the only way to be able to take the right actions. And again, for the people who think that this surrender state or flowing sometimes is not a good way to do, I'm here to give them love and to give the opportunity to, let's try, and then you will see. But I'm not going to be in a fight mode. I'm not here to say that there is just one way, or to fight any other belief. But I'm just here to actually guide as much as I can, and with softness. We need more softness in this world. And this can come only if you surrender, only if you accept. So to me, this is that.
This is amazing. And I want to share something with you because I don't do like, I do a lot of meditation, but
Yeah.
that is true. That is true that, and the reason of my success, and you said something really important that is like, I am a person of receiving guidance. And when you say like you receive the guidance to know what is the right actions.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel I have like this very structured masculine, like, like I know what I want. Sometimes like now I'm more in a feminine flow, kind of like, oh, I don't know what will happen, but anyway. But what I used to be is like, I know exactly what I want, even in terms of financially. Imagine like, oh, I want to reach 6 digits monthly, 100,000 euros. And then what I do, and is there that we women can go even deeper, and your work can help women going even deeper, because I'm not like, oh, now as a rational mode to reach to this goal, I need to do this and this that I learned with some mentor. I never worked like that. I was kind of like, okay, soul, I want this objective. So tell me, soul, tell me, my soul, what should I do? Or what can I do to reach to this? And that's the way you find like a very quick path and very personal path. But a lot of people has like, and I feel this sometimes with myself, after, like last year, I had like so much trauma. So I can, and then I understood, because for me, like receiving my soul guidance was just like natural. It's kind of like, okay, soul. And then when I had the trauma, I even understood some of my clients that is kind of like, oh yeah, I can receive some of the guidance, but I cannot trust. Like it's kind of like this connection that we have also in the patriarchal world. Like we are not trusting our souls, because sometimes our soul, for instance, my soul told me this year, separate from your partner. And you're like, fuck, I don't want to listen to this part of my soul. But if I listen to this, I will become like a machine.
Yeah.
Like, so I really understand now even more like the power and the need of the work that you do with a woman, because we really need. And you told me also something in this event, when we were after sharing with our group, that you say like about love and how love is always with us. So you want to tell us a little more about that? Because maybe I'll introduce this also. Like I was fascinated because I asked you like, but you tell us your story about attracting like a man that can give love in terms of like also taking care of you. That is something that I told you like, oh my God, my mom told me never trust a guy, never always pay your bills, always be independent financially. And then you were telling another reality, and I asked you like, what was the beliefs that your mother told you? Because for sure different than mine. Would you love to tell us a little more of that, like your story, your family story, and how you see love and the relationship with a man as a woman in this moment for you?
Yeah. So I'm half French and half Moroccan. And in the Moroccan culture, I'm not saying at all that it's the perfect way to see a relationship, but let's say the codes are different than the one you have as European. That is, as you said, very strong woman, need to be very, very self-sufficient, like the money you pay the bills, equal at the restaurant. In Morocco, and especially in my family, it was completely the opposite. So for my mom, the way she raised me was more about the man is here to provide, is here to make sure that you have the right environment to be happy, and to also be a good mom, be a good mother, bring a child in the home, and be able to nurture all this family with all your love. And this only can happen if you have the basics of the needs and the basics of the safety that is like settled. You need a man who is going to take care of you, who is going to take care of the bills, who is going to take care of the house, of everything that will make you get out of this very relaxed zone. So for my mom, the way she raised was to be in this position of a relaxed woman, a relaxed person who can really then give a lot, because there is not this fear of the primal chakra, you know, the root that is like survival. And a healthy root chakra is when you are not on a survival mode. And to not be in the survival mode, my mom was like, the man needs to provide, so you don't have to be in this survival mode. But in the other way, it was maybe a bit too much, because it was then also about the woman should never give anything in terms of their energy money, for example. So this was a long time of belief I had about the money, that, for example, only men have to provide, have to give this energy, and women should never deal with this energy, actually. So it was very, very like a big part of my life. But the thing is that it was quite easy to remove this belief, especially in our society. So the work was not hard, but definitely it was integrated since I was very, very young, that we are here to receive. We are here to receive love, to receive gifts, to receive abundance from the man. We are here to receive all the stillness and the power that he can give us. So to me, it was very easy to actually receive, because it was the way I thought that it was supposed to happen. And there is nothing wrong to receive, and there is no shame to have. It's actually important. So you can really give in exchange, and give the love, give the, like, nurture people around you, be able to radiate this love, to radiate this relaxed state. And this was basically how I was raised. And love is always here. Again, we don't have to, at least to me, to fear that love is going to go, or that we don't deserve more love, or that we can only settle with one situation. It's a response that is out of fear, out of your first chakra, who is in balance, because you are afraid to be in your survival mode again. Like, oh no, I'm not resonating with this person, but if he leave me, then how I'm going to do? I'm going to be alone. Maybe I'm not going to be able to find someone else to receive love again. But this is not true. Like, it's all an illusion that you create out of fear, because at the end of the day, you can really receive this love. You just have to also open your heart, open yourself, open your vibration, and attune with this. I want to receive, I want to give, but to receive, I need someone who will meet me where my needs are. So this is really, this is how I see, to me, a good relationship. I have an amazing partner, and we communicate a lot. And of course, sometimes I ask myself, is it really what I want? And then I tune in, and this is how I move, like, in my life. But he's always here to listen, to give, and me, I'm here to receive and to give in exchange. And it's just a way of, how do we balance our own masculine and feminine energy to be in balance and to feel safe, both of us, because he also needs to be safe. So what can I give him for him to feel this, also to feel that he's at peace, he's good, he's not in a survival mode, he's not in fear. And this is how we grow together. We meet in the middle always, and we grow. And sometimes it's not balanced. Sometimes I'm going to give more, he's going to receive more. Sometimes it's going to be the other way around. But the only thing is that we know what's happening. We communicate enough to know where are our needs and how we can grow together with that.
Yeah, that's lovely. Can I just share something more that you told me that I thought was like, this is fascinating, about like the gifts your mother received, and also that your partner told you, like, you don't even need to work. You were working because you want, but and I thought that was fascinating, that you attracted that kind of guy that can provide and say, like, if you want to work and earn money because you want, because it's your evolution as like balanced woman, as you say, but he told you, like, you don't need, I'm here to provide. And that's I totally understand what you say about like, yeah, if I want to have a baby, that is so the natural state for a woman to be relaxed, having a baby, knowing she has like a partner that can provide. And that's being like kind of like not so common in our Western world, because yeah, we are seeing like women that provide for men, and then that's like a conflict when you're having a baby. It's kind of like I felt that unbalance in my relationship. It's like, oh, not when I had a baby, but when I passed through all the trauma. It's kind of like I'm this powerful woman. I don't need a man to provide to me. But then I go through a trauma, and then that's a moment where like, that will be so nice if I had a man who can say like, you know something, if you want, do not work for a year. And I didn't have that. And that was like, and I love my ex-partner, but I didn't have that. And it was like a shock for me as a woman. Not in my mind, because in my mind that's kind of like natural. But you know, like it's like that's probably the deep feminine in me saying that there is something that is not quite right here. But yeah, tell us about like the gifts that your mother received, and also that what you said also to me, that is like sometimes that energy of fully receiving, like the woman is not mature, can also not be a good thing also. Could you share also a little more about that? Because I think we as a woman we really want to receive, but we are always also society told us that women can be very manipulative, that women receiving and in their feminine are dangerous. So I feel like we are in this, yeah, I want to receive, but I don't want to be that woman that is manipulating. Like I don't want to be that woman, right? So tell us a little also about that, how you see it.
So yeah, about my mom first. She was very beautiful. She is very beautiful because she's still with us. And she used to, for her, as I said, in her culture, it was just the gift. In the Arabic culture is very important, and this is how a man is going to show how much he values a woman. So for her, it was very common to have men that wanted to gift her cars, even apartments, like a princess life, really. Like, this is all I can provide. And the only thing is to not be trapped in the gift, in the physical, only in the what it represents on a physical matter, and not in your heart. Because at the end of the day, if you only accept gift, but you're not resonating on a soul level with the person you're with, you're going to end up as miserable as someone who is with no money, but with someone that you love. So there is a good thing in accepting gift and seeing it as a beautiful gesture, and kind of this very kind of fun way to like show a woman that you really want her and you're willing to do anything for her. But in the same times, I think it's very important for us as women, especially when we accept to receive this kind of big things, to always come back to our truth, to our center, and to our heart. And this is linking to the other question, as if you want to receive, but you don't want to be that woman who is manipulating. But then again, it's all coming from within. It's more a relationship like that you have with yourself. How are you right now with your own shadow work? How are you with this manipulation trait that maybe you have? And if you manipulate, why are you doing this? So to me, there is a very deep work to do in your belief system, maybe with your lineage, your culture, to like kind of write down everything that is happening there. What is this trigger? And so if you receive, why are you thinking that you're going to manipulate? Is it because you are manipulating, or is it because you are afraid of people that are going to think that you're manipulating? So these are, for example, two different causes. And you can only receive like fully in a relaxed way if you already deal with your own shadow before. And the immature and the mature feminine traits are a very good way to work with that. And you can transmute everything, you can work on everything, and receiving in a healthy way, just because you are happy to receive it, it like it's coming into your heart. Like you can see the effort, you can see the love, you receive that pure love. Then to me, it's just so beautiful, because it's a love exchange. You know, you receive, but you give, and you don't even do it to give in exchange. It just happens. And you're not expecting someone to give you. It just happens as a very natural dynamic. So there is, receiving by manipulation is definitely something that you're getting out of a shadow that you need to work on. And there are a lot of ways to work with the shadows, and this is also something that I do with my clients. But at the end of the day, it's more about your position when you receive. And yeah.
Wow. I'm writing a lot, and I'm thinking on this because this is a very important discussion. Even I would love to make some points here, because it's true. Like I see, and I was in the dating apps like this from June, probably. I'm like searching. I'm saying like I'm doing anthropological study of men and their relationships. And I'm like, look, I'm knowing myself as a woman, right? Like through other mirrors as a man.
Yeah.
And for instance, I met a guy that he said just like make friends, and he was like, I had the ability to make all my dreams come true. You want to be friends? I'm not feeling attracted, but he's saying that. Let's talk. And the guy was like, was showing up like the cars he had, you know, like very fancy cars.
Yeah.
And the way I was raised, and my heart is kind of like, I'm not never with someone just for the material. And I think there is like these kind of like extremes in woman, that is like the conscious woman that is like, yeah, I'm not choosing a man because he has a nice car. But there is another kind of like woman in this society that is choosing a man because he has a car, because he was telling me like as a friend, yeah, like I receive like maybe 20 messages every day. Then of course it's because he shows that he's rich, you know. And then when I was talking, I was like, yeah, there is some nuances there that, yeah, he didn't want just to make friends, and he was married. So for me, it was like a no, for sure. But I can see, like, and that can be also the immature shadow feminine. I'm with someone just for the money. And that is something that I believe the women that are conscious like me is like, I really want to be receiving from a man, but I don't want to be this woman. I don't want to be the woman that is with a guy just for money. And you know, like what you're saying about what society will think when I'm starting to embody and to really kind of like ask for this masculine that is can provide. You know what I mean? Because as a conscious woman, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm equal. I don't need that. And it's true, as you say, like it's true. In some level, it's true that I don't need a man. And of course, I'm so happy being independent and being able to make my own money, because I don't want to be in a position that, oh, I'm here kind of like unsafe in terms of like, if I want to finish the relationship, I need to provide to myself for a moment. So I don't want to be dependent on men. But at the same time, open up this space that I feel that is really in a second chakra level, that is like, yeah, men give, women receive. You know, so I believe that is important to speak about this, because maybe some woman that is receiving this interview is like, yeah, but I don't want to be that woman that is just like, you know, I'm just at this, in Portugal, we say it, ser interesseira. Kind of like, I'm interested just in this man for the material. And you explain that very well. So the secret is like, yes, I'm here open to receive, but I will only exchange this with a man that I fully love also, that I can feel love for him. So I can put together the material with the love.
Yeah. And also, as you said, there is a big work probably to do with more the reflection of the other people, because it's more about what people will think. For example, if I am with a man who is, let's say, very wealthy, has a lot of things, material things, let's say, it's gonna maybe give the idea that I'm a woman who just want like someone who's rich, let's say. But again, you create your own reality with this belief. At the end of the day, it's only you that's thinking that, because it's come from a place of fear of what you are mirroring to other. But this is not your reality. Like this, if it's not what you think inside of you, you really have to do this work of just fully embracing your relationship and being present with your person, and without having the impact of other people's vision, especially if it's not what you feel inside of you. So there is a very, very big step in your own power, and stay in your position and stay in your truth, like your truth. It's not the collective truth. It's not the truth of this person who is maybe motivated by jealousy, maybe motivated by envy, because she also has a lot of work to do. So at the end, no matter if the person is wealthy or not, if you're following your heart and if you are really centered in what you feel and what you want to give, what you want to receive, it doesn't matter. So if you want to be that person, just be that person. I think sometimes we really think too much. Honestly.
Tell the woman that is kind of like, come here and surrender. I love that.
I think sometimes we really think too much. Like, in a lot of situations, coming back to the present moment, to what we feel, to just enjoying what we have, is so much more important than trying to have like nuts in the head and think, oh, what this person is going to think. I don't want people to think that. I don't want to reflect this. But if it makes you happy, if you're just happy, then just sit with this happiness and maybe go work on why is the other people thinking so important for you. To me, this is the deep work. Because if you're willing to receive, if you want to receive, if you attract this person who is like perfect for you, you have this beautiful like energy exchange and love is present and you have like juicy time and it's amazing, then the only thing you have to work is maybe your relationship to other people, to the collective, to the judgment.
Yeah. You know, like we are doing this interview in this new brand that I created this year, that is the Abundance Society. And it's so amazing because you're telling something amazing that is like, your truth is not society's truth. You're able to create your own truth. Yeah. But that's true that you have like a collective unconscious, and there is a lot of shadow, you know, it's like, it's huge because even this shadow is preventing us to meet this person. It's not like that you have this person already. It's like, this person is not here. Imagine for a lot of women, for you, because you have this collective unconscious, and there is here that I feel like people working with you is so amazing because you have that natural codes of receiving, and because you're coming from that culture, but you're living and you lived in France, so you have both cultures, so you're merging that, you know, like the harmony between feminine and masculine, and you can surrender to that because you don't have this huge work on unconscious beliefs. We have like that, like not only my mom, my grandma, like all generation of Portuguese women, you know, like, and the other fear that we have, and that I also brought in my lineage, is like this fear of abuse, this fear of like being used. Yeah, I used you and I throw you away, because that's also the patriarchal culture. Men are also a victim of this patriarchy, so they are taught to see women as like objects, like I'm using this, or I'm using, or she will be my woman, or I'll marry her. But there's all this disconnection between love and sexuality, you know, like this scent of prostitute. So that is true that we have, as a Western woman, a huge work to do on this, that is your soul mission, I believe, on like woman go deeper. And I would love to hear more about what are the ways, what, like, if I want to work with you, and we postpone this conversation for this moment that you're telling me and you're telling my audience, how can we work with you? Like, if we are able to do one-on-one or online or in person or in group. So what are the ways that you're inviting women to be in your amazing energy and to do this like amazing deeper work on us, releasing something that for you is just not there? So that's so fucking amazing.
Yeah. So there is a different, so let's say there is different stages with the woman I work with. The first is to really liberate the traumas, liberate all the traumas that are stored in the body. Because as you said, it can be collective trauma, it can be past life trauma, it can be lineage trauma, and it can be your own traumas or an emotion you didn't deal with. And all this energy is actually stuck into your body, in your physical body. So you don't realize it, but on an energetic and physical level, it's all here. And it's what is limiting you, basically. So there is first a very deep work of, okay, let's work on all this trauma and liberate them on an energetic level and also on a mental level with this shadow work. So this is the first phase. This is most of the time the very hard phase, because we have to face a lot of unprocessed traumas and emotions. But this is just the most important work we have to do. All the people, not only the woman, all the men, all the women, all the people in this world, and actually men even more, because the idea is also to create better leaders, are men connected with their heart. And this can only happen if they remember, if they like pull out the layers. And to do that, you can do it online, of course, with me, with sessions. So for this very deep work with women, it's really like a personalized, I do personalized accompagnement, how do we say that? Like program, let's say. Yeah. And sometimes with small group as well, small group of 5 or 6 women, if you prefer to be with other women. So online and also in person. The first phase is really the release, and to then do the shadow work, integrate your shadow, understand them, because we all have shadows. It's why we're here. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the matter. We wouldn't be in this density. It's too dense for only enlightened people. So we can all work on our shadows and recognize them and treat them in a healthy way. Okay? Because our shadows, we shouldn't be afraid of them. It's part of us. It's part of this duality. It's part of this human life. We are made of emotions. We are made of light and darkness. And this darkness is actually a part of us that we can express in a healthy way. We just need the right tools. So I'm also doing this for you to be able to integrate the shadows in a very healthy way and to be able to transmute them and to evolve and to grow and to like live a life with more alignment, happiness, purpose. And then the other phase is to work with your sexual energy. So this is a very, very powerful energy, Kundalini energy, and also sexual energy, to really understand that a lot of power is there and there is no shame, to like remove all the shame and understand that sexual energy is the creative energy. This is the energy of creation, the energy of the divine connection. This is when we can birth so many things. This is really what makes us alive. This is how we are here because of sexual energy. And this is a very like, to me, it's really painful when I see people still having shame or blaming this energy, because this is literally one of the most potent energy we have and that we can feel. So I invite women and men to feel this energy, to connect with it, to be able to work with it, to contain it, and to push it up to the head, to have like higher state of consciousness, to like take all this power so you can birth thing in life. So this is another way to work with the sexual energy. And after that, it's more, okay, so now you did your trauma work, you're working with your sexual energy. How can we work with divinity?